Boss, that was difficult for all of us.
Absolutely, yeah. Second half was really disappointing. The result obviously is bad for us. And the first half, I thought we were good. I thought we did lots well in terms of quieting the crowd, creating some opportunities. Could have scored. I thought we're the better team, without maybe, doing as much as we'd like, but nevertheless felt okay. And then at half time, the second half started a bit slow, and from out of nowhere there's a goal gone in, and it becomes difficult. It was a game where probably the first goal, especially here with the environment, was going to be challenging for us, but we tried to push, but in trying to push we opened ourselves up. The second goal's a poor one, a mistake leads to a cheap set piece, and then second phase. So the basics we haven't done well enough today. It's as simple as that. We haven't done them well enough, and we have to improve that.
You mentioned the first goal. I think I wrote in my report that the first half we were the better team, and if we could have got in front, you couldn't really see them scoring. And then the longer it stayed at 0-0, I suppose they start to fancy it a bit more.
Yeah, like I said, the goal didn't come from any fantastic play from their perspective. It wasn't that, and I don't say that with any disrespect. It was just a ball in the box that we have to do better with. I think if anything, we probably thought, whether we thought was subconsciously too comfortable, which is not good for us at all. In these environments, you're never comfortable. You're never safe. We didn't do enough at the start of the second half, even though it was stop-start. We didn't do enough, and there wasn't too much to like about that second half from our perspective.
We know how meticulously you prepare the team and motivate the team. What do you put your finger on the second? Because as you say, the way we played in the first half, it didn't. That wasn't coming. The way we played in the second half.
No, it was, again, I think sometimes the game doesn't start in the same tempo or the flow. A few substitutions, few injuries, but at the same time, like I said, the goals hasn't come from much, and then in this environment, once you're 1-0 down, it becomes challenging. We normally responded well in pre-season, so we have to learn from that. It's, if you don't do the basics right at any level, especially this level, you're in trouble, and I thought we didn't do that well enough.
Responding is what we need to. It's only one game into the season. Obviously, nobody wins anything in August, but you'll want a response.
Of course, yeah, absolutely. We have to do the basics better, for sure. We have to learn this painful lesson, because if you don't, it doesn't matter. You can talk about how well you play or attacking football or anything like that. If you don't do the basics well, then it's hard to win games. So we have to really improve that, get back to rush green and start working again.
Jazz, obviously you can do all the preparation, all the hard work, all the hard yards in pre-season, but you've played the Premier League long enough to know it's an unforgiving beast.
Yeah, it is obviously fuming. Want to start the season obviously on a high, and I thought, in the Premier League, if you don't take your opportunities, it's only a matter of time. If you don't, defend well enough, I thought the goals were quite easy, and we're all disappointed on that behalf, the manner that we conceded the goals, and you're going to lose games at this level if that happens. So obviously disappointed, fuming with the start that we've had today, I think.
Gaffer said that it was just basics. It wasn't like they needed to play wonderful football to beat us.
Yeah, no, it was just about us priding ourselves, keeping the ball out the back of our net in any situation. The strikers, midfielders, everyone as a whole, as a team, keeping the ball out the back of our net, because if you create your opportunities like we did, you're always, if you defend well and keep the ball out of the back of your net, you'll probably go on and win the game. And I think after the first half we had our opportunities, and we felt we had another gear to go up into the second half, but ultimately we didn't do that, and then we concede the goals, and then we end up conceding 3 in the second half.
The second half performance wasn't coming. Like the first, as you say, in the first half we were inches away from being 2 goals up.
Yeah.
So what happened?
I think, coming here, the crowd is a big part of it, and second half, as we said, we probably had the better of the opportunities in the first half. So we probably expected a reaction, and for them to come out a little bit quicker, a little bit faster. But I just don't think from us. We had a couple of bits of play where we turned the ball over, and it was just that little bit slower, more lethargic than probably what the first half was. And I think they fed on that. Whether it be them turning the ball in behind them, running, the crowd getting up, and then balls then they put balls in the box and score their goals from it. So I just don't think we started it with the same intensity as the first half, and that's annoying on our behalf, because that's a mindset thing from us as a group of players, is to keep going, to make sure we win this game, because we knew we was in at half time coming in. We knew we done what we done in the first half, we'd win the game, but we didn't do that.
And we're only one game in, and nothing's anywhere. It's one game in, but looking at the games we've got coming up, obviously home games as well, we need to react immediately.
You need to react straight away, and you don't want to fall in the rut of, it's early in the season. You want to put it right straight away. We want to put it right today, but we haven't. And you don't want to say, we'll be better next week. We'll do this, do that, because we have to be. There's no excuses. It's disappointing today. Yes, it's early in the season, so I'm probably just contradicting myself. But it is. It's never won or lost in the first few games of the season. But you don't want to be in a rut where you're saying the same stuff after every game. You want to put it right, and we have an opportunity to do that at home Friday night. Tough opponent, we know that, but we're at home. We can use our advantages, and we have to look at ourselves and be better. You're going into that game, coming off the back of losing 3-0, first game of the season. So, if that doesn't G you up and that doesn't make you want to give a reaction from inside yourself, then we've got something wrong. So we have to react well for Friday.
And last one, obviously, you mentioned their crowd, right? I mean, it's our first home game. Obviously, at the moment, the fans are going to be pretty angry. Everyone, like you are, we're all disappointed. But come Friday night, we need to create an atmosphere like this.
Yeah, and everyone's disappointed. The fans will be the most disappointed out of everyone. And coming up here today, they expected more. We wanted to give them more. So, they probably don't want to hear me saying this now. They want to see it on the pitch, and that's the message that we have to give ourselves, that we have to react. We know they'll turn up Friday. They do. They stand by us through thick and thin. I spoke about the other day, I think I said, the bad times make the good times as a team, and we've had plenty of bad times, but we've also had some really good times since I've been here as a club. But like I said, they probably don't want to hear me saying, we keep going. They want to see it, and I share that message that I want to see it as well. I want to see reactions, and I want us to be better, and that starts again Friday.